Welcome to the morning show. Hey, to the morning show, baby. Listen, everybody. Good morning, man. This is gonna be a great live, baby. You know what I'm saying? Is understanding God a problem with single black women in churches? Who wants to be married, people? We got to make this shit make sense, people. No insult at all. We all love God in our own way, I guess, you know. But listen, my people, for everybody that's on the highways and the byways and the triways, jumping into the flyway. Please be safe on your destination. Like my Uncle Red Pill always said, there's somebody somewhere out there who loves you. And I'm just trying to tell you, baby, it's your family. Now let's make this shit make sense. Listen to me. It's too many people, women of our, ethnic group, saying that they're waiting on God. Now listen to me, people. I know this content, we got to keep it pimping. We got to keep it what it needs to be. We got to talk about the things what it is and not what we want it to be. I got to talk about the truth. I got to ask you this question. Why are there so many black single women in churches today? Can anybody ask that question? My people that's on the live. Why is there so many single black women in church today looking for marriage? Why is that? Good morning, Central, my week queen, baby. Good morning. It's the top of the mood, you like my boy P said. I just want to ask some people a question, baby. Can you answer the question? Can anybody just tell me why is there so many black women single in these churches today? In other words, if these women left the church wouldn't be a church. And why there's not enough single black men in churches today? See, this is going to be a discussion that we have another time when it comes to the men, because that right there within itself is men can't see themselves underneath. Let me just touch it with you. Men can't see themselves underneath anything when a person is not operating according to what they know and understand about the Bible and the things that certain people do in churches. Well, you got to be there for God. Well, I don't need to be there for God in this place. I can be there for God at my home. You see, because it's the word that's more important. And the church is the people that gather together and not the building. We got to make that shit make sense. You got that? What's up, Nola native girl? Baby, she's in the building. Oh, you been at, baby? You been a while, girl. You know, you just disown me like that there. You hear me? I'm trying to ask you a question. Is understanding God a problem with single black women in church who's looking for marriage? And the reason why I say that, though, because God operates differently than what you want. So I ask the question. Is women in churches not understanding how God's plan is versus their plan? Well, what you mean, Uncle Red Pill? A lot of women say they're going to wait. I saw a video the other day. A woman going to fast for 40 days and 40 nights. Spiritual fast. Waiting on God to send them a man. Well, here's the deal, baby. You've been single for 40 years. You've been fasting your whole life. I need this shit to make sense. How you putting yourself in a position, okay, to be wanted, to be seen, to understand what you really want. See, you say you want a God-fearing man, so let's talk about that for one brief second. All right? In these churches, it's probably 30-1. Yeah, no, I'm just saying 20-1 when it comes to single black women, single black man. Now, everybody go to church for their own reasons, right? But a lot of women say they're waiting for God to send them a man. And I'm here to tell them that that's not going to happen at all. Because if you're not truly operating the way God sees fit versus what you sees fit, then it ain't going to happen for you. See, when God send you a man, right? You try to size it up what you think in your frame, what God will want for you. See, God is on his plan, not your plan. You see, this is the problem, see? So this is how I know a lot of women are just wasting time and using God to get it done. And the reason why? Because there shouldn't be no single black men in churches with the number of single black women that's available in churches. You're looking for a God-fearing man, but not in church. I mean, you got the wrong way to place that's what you really want. See how what I'm saying? It just don't go together. It's not supposed to. You got to pick your poison. You got to step in, step out. 1 feet in, 1 feet. You got to make this shit make sense, because all you're doing is staying stagnant, using God to get it done. And I'm telling you right now, If you're looking for a God-fearing man, you find them in the church. So the churches should have no single men at all, with the amount of single women in churches, because that's the man that God sent to his ministry. You get that? We got to make this shit make sense. Why? Or else she be doing this shit. You hear me? Let's go. I'm just saying.
How long is this going to take?
Bang, bang! You said, after I just told God, I'm waiting on him for my future husband. Let's just do it again. This is what you're doing. You're wasting all the time. See? And God ain't gonna send you no man when you ain't putting yourself available in those places to be seen by one. You see, if you're in a closet, God ain't gonna send a man to break into your house, open the door, and see you on there praying. God ain't sending you there. What are you actively doing to get some kind of, visibility, people? Make it make sense so God can actually send you a man. But see, here's the deal. See, that's not the man you really want. You see? Because the man you really want, for a God-fearing man, for God to send you a man, it would be a man that's in the church already. It's not going to be the one in your mind already. So this is why I know a lot of women are just wasting time, and they go just be doing the same thing that this woman doing on the bed. Let's go. What's she doing?
How long is this going to take?
Bang! And it's the truth, people. Listen, I know it may seem funny, but it's not. What we got there, Sanchelle Marie? Right? She going to unalive herself. Right? Fasting is an act of discipline and commitment. If you're doing that as a woman already, it should not be hard for a godly man to identify you. And this is the thing, my people. You see, you can't want the guy of the world and try to use that as what God sent to you. See, because if you're a God woman, if you're operating under God's understanding, right, you should not be operating underneath your own also. You see? Did you get that? Let me run it back to you. All right? A person that's of the world is not your God man. Well, God worked through everybody, pause. Because the thing that come with that guy, and he's not ready and transition over to this world, you're lying to yourself, because that's truly what you want, and you're not really waiting on God, right? You're waiting on somebody that you want and use God on side of it to justify your actions. We get to make this shit make sense. And right now, a lot of women out here ain't getting nothing done. By 2030, listen to me, my people, 45% of women going to be single and childless because they're all still waiting. For those who are waiting, stop waiting on a man from God or anything. You got that? I need you to stop waiting on God for a man. God ain't going to send you his best disciple to you who of the world and using God's name just to try to make this shit make sense to you. Well, what you mean, Margaret? You think God don't work through man? Yes, he do. I need women that's in the church on a large scale to please answer this one question, right? Because women use God and God. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Here's the problem with it, though. Why are there any single men in the church with the number of single women who looking for a God-fearing man standing right next to them and never, ever took them off the market? Why those men? Because, see, men give relationships. So why you never even approach them and talk to them and just see what it is? Because you're operating and you're walking in the same faith, right? But yet you'll put certain things on, move a certain type of way, do whatever you want to do in the world, and say, God is part of this plan. That's not God's plan. That's your plan. I need this shit to make sense to you right now. And this is the reason why a lot of women is single. And it won't happen for you, baby. And let me tell you one of the main reasons why it won't happen for you. Because you got to do something on your part to show yourself that you available for any man to see you, let alone a God-fearing man to see you, right? So you need to find that man and Bible study, you see? And single ministry, you see? There should be no men available in church. They all should be off the market. With all the money that the women put in church, listen to me, people, we're going to keep it $150. We're not going to play like that. She's going to unalive herself You hear me? With the top of the morning beat just on a hot drizzle. You hear me? We got to make this shit make sense. All these women looking for a God-fearing man, but they got worldly ways. Well, I'm still working on myself. Well, I guess God understands that you're still working, so he ain't going to send you nothing either, right? So that man in church should be off the market. There should be no single men in church with the amount of women that's single every Sunday. Make this shit make sense. Okay? All men in church should be off the market. Agreed. Because we talking about at least 20 to 1. So them small amount of men in church still available at a high rate when they're a low number, it's telling me that you're not operating underneath God understanding. It's yours. You see that? So I ask you again. Is understanding God a problem for you as a single woman in church who says they want to be married but not operating accordingly to what God's understanding is? You see? Like Drake said, God's plan. It's not your plan. Okay, hold on. Let me bring this shit to make some sense to you right now, baby. Hey, welcome to the morning show. We're going to keep it pimping. Let's go. You heard?
More every day, I realize that I am the problem.
Listen to me. And a lot of women need to hear this video right here because I'm so tired of women saying they're waiting for God. You got to operate according to God. You got to move that way. You see, it's not your way. It's God's way. So when you start finding a problem with God's way, because you choose your way over God's way, it explains why you're still single. You got that? So stop using God, name in vain, saying dumb shit, knowing that you're not operating for God. You see? What you say? What you say? All men in the church should be off the market. Agreed. These numbers is ridiculous. We got to make this shit make sense, my people. All right? What you say, Pete? Christians has taken the Bible and made it 50 shades of gray. Where you been, Pete? Where you been, my little brother? You heard me? Listen to me, my people. This right here, we got to talk about it because I'm so tired of women talking to me about God, 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 God. Ain't nothing wrong with saying God. But you got to operate and stop saying God's name, and you ain't doing nothing that God asked you to do to get that world godly man. That shit ain't happening, people. God ain't sending you no man when you don't put yourself in a situation to see one. The most time that you mingle, you go to work. Let's put this into reference, okay? Let's put some context in this shit, right? You go to church. That's your biggest place you roam at. And even there, you're not talking to nobody. So how God gonna see you something when your mouth don't open up, right? And you don't show a person who you really are. But yet you're out here being single because you're not talking to the men in church because they're not the type of man you really want. See, let's talk about that part. And like this woman right here, we're going to bring some context to this. What it is, you see, operating according to God's plan, not your plan. Well, why would God send me that? So now you're questioning God. You got that? Let's go, people. I want you to listen to the people. People out.
More and more every day, I realize that I am the problem. Y'all know I be on this app like, Lord, send my husband. I'm praying for my husband, blah, 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 blah. Then I go out. Spider. Then I go out. A guy comes, approaches me, and I be like,
So God didn't send him, baby. Right? I mean, you know. Can God get a little credit for doing his job? No, he cannot. Because that's not the job that you want. That is not the person that you see fit for you. It's not God, it's you. I'm so tired of women with this bullshit lying to themselves because of fear, for one. And their beliefs and understanding that God is on their timing. You is on his timing. You are part of his plan, God's plan, not your plan. And that's why you're unsuccessful when it comes to relationships. You got that. Welcome to the morning show. Let's go.
but I just be feeling like, why would God send me someone I'm not physically attracted to?
Rule number one, you're questioning God. You're dead right there. A woman who knows about God knows you need to be obedient. You see? We can break this shit down all the terms in the world. But I need black women today to stop lying to themselves. Because you're operating in the world and you're using God to get it done. And then when you say God sent you a man and you have more problems than any goddamn thing, I know it was your man, not God's one. You see, because God sent you a man that can help you. and work with you and grow with you. But that's not what the world tell you. What God says your man is. So you need to be listening to God's word, not the worldly word, and using God as a reference to get this shit done for you. Make it make sense. See, this all is confusion and is delusion. You see? We got to make this shit make sense. What you said, P? Modesty is lost. See? To insecurities and the Western brain cells, baby. They are gone. Out of there. Benito, mute, not out, over. But I need to bring this back to context, P. Because when I see these women steady doing this and timing on their side and using God to get this shit done, you're lying to yourself. There should be no available single black men in these churches. But all these women that are looking for a God-fearing man, I need you to make this shit make sense. You hear me? Let's go.
Why would God send me a man that I don't vibe with? Why would God send me a man that we're
Because you're supposed to follow. You see, you got your own context of what you want for a man. But that's not the same as God. So I asked the question. Is understanding God a problem? And I'm telling you right now, for a lot of women, baby, it is a problem. They got their own way to look at God and with the God they accept. You see? Ain't got nothing to do with God. It is you.
not compatible with? Why would God send me a man who doesn't practice the same religion that I do? So sometimes I be feeling bad.
Says who? Did you give him an opportunity to have this conversation? You see the bullshit? See, did you give him a time? What? You think God got anything to do with that? Make this shit make sense. This is all you. I want you to stop using God name in vain for the bullshit that you are engaging in every day. There should not be ever no single black man in any church with all the single black women who put up all those elections and all of them that been waiting for God to come. God is already there, but you don't accept his word. It's got to be your word, your way. That's why you get your results. None at all. Stop lying to yourself, right? And making the world believe that you're operating in a certain type of way. Because if you're operating with God's way, then you lean not to your own understanding. You know that's in the Bible. You got that? So I need this shit to make sense. God said be fruitful and multiply. Half of these women that they don't even want kids. Your whole creation and existence, how God look at you, for one, you're not even on board with that shit. Make that shit make sense to me. But what again, I'm just my Uncle Red Pill. Modesty is lost to insecurities in the Western brain cells. Right? It got them all. Uncle Red, but what it say? Obedience. What it is? Western brain cells. What it is, my Uncle Red Pill? Stop lying to yourself, baby. Because you ain't hurting nobody but yourself. We need this shit to make sense. Black women, this video is for you. Stop telling me I'm looking for a girlfriend, man. No, you got to operate that way. And they got a lot of men, other men that's in church, that's working with God. Why you not with them? You walk right past them and don't see them. Because what you want ain't got nothing to do with God. You got that?
Like, oh, maybe that could have been my husband. But then I'm like, because I'm 1,000% sure that the man.
So you're sure. So you tell God, that's not it for me, God. God, that's not the God I know. I want you to process that. God, When did God answer to your ass? You see the confusion and the delusion. I'm letting you see it play out right in front of you. This shit don't make no sense. Let's go, people.
That God has for me, when he's going to send that man, I am going to be so sure that it is him. There's going to be no doubt in my mind that.
Who told you this? Where you get this God from? Oh, that's right. That's the one that's in your mind. Your worldly God. Got it. I got it. That part? Yeah, let's go.
That is my man. So I feel like when I talk to people and I meet people and I don't feel that, I know they're not for me. So maybe I'm not the problem.
Listen to me, baby. You're so confused. The title is "I Am a Problem." Then later on, you say I'm not the problem. Listen to me, people. Women, you gotta stop lying to yourself because it ain't helping your ass at all. Let's go, people. We're gonna make this shit. What you say, Central? Well, it's the term honor and obey. That takes a lot of them out because they are not operating underneath God's word. That's why they're gonna get clipped. And they're gonna find themselves in a turn situation, off and on. You see? For all the men that's in the church, they should be off the market. But nobody can answer that because they're walking the way they need to walk. Hashtag God is in your mind, and it is. What you say, B? All right? The genie, like I say, like I like B. We had a title. Is God your genie or your savior? And a lot of these women looking for God to be their genie and not their savior. See, your savior is something that you abide by and you go by. You see? You listen to the directions because he's saving you from the world. You see? But your genie, he's everything. He's that God over here. He's there over there. He's everywhere. He got no limitations because whatever I want, I can get. Bam. It's in the building. And it ain't happening for you, huh? Because that shit's a lie. You see? Men and women don't follow the laws of God, but follow the Constitution, and they both were written by man. Welcome to the morning show. What you say, B? What you say, P? They both were written by man, huh? And this is something that we got to start accepting. The truth. God ain't gonna sing you no man. But you don't have to do anything for him. That means you won't work with him either. That means you become a problem for him. God will not sing you no man. That's godly when you don't accept his word. Because that man won't even look at you the same. Because you're not operating according to what God says. We're listening to a lot of women tell you exactly how they feel and what they want God to be. But God ain't on your turn. You on his. You see? You better smell what I'm cooking. You understand what I'm talking about? We got to make this shit make sense. What you say, we said B Jizzle? Most people believe God is their personal genie. They do. And that doesn't require no work. Whatever I ask, I shall get. Well, you know they say faith without work is dead. They say a lot of things like that. But when you're not walking and operating under these certain terms and understandings, you know, I know that's not God part of this plan. It's all yours. And for all the women now listen to me, baby. We're going to make this shit make sense. Let's go.
You are a single woman and you're believing God for your husband. I need you to listen. This is for you. God told me to tell you that you cannot date like the world. Your perspective.
Did you hear it? You cannot date like the world. No, God ain't sent me that. You see? Make your mind up. That part.
Perspective on love and relationships cannot be like the world, especially if you're praying to him and believing in God for him to send you your spouse, to send you your man of God, your Boaz, whatever. Listen, you cannot believe in God for a thing and look to the world for inspiration.
For the answers, you are confused and delulu. And this is what the world I'm trying to show you. They use God in any sentence, in any phrase to just get what they want. They should be using genie right there and not God. And then this shit will make more sense. And I can accept this and this live ain't real no more. But that's not what they're doing. They're using God. You see? And now I need you to stop. Because I have a problem with people that's using God and ain't operating like God. For those who stay away from it, cool. At least you got enough respect not to play with them. You got that? Let's go.
That very thing. Because what will happen is you're going to choose out of your viewpoints. And, you know, the world culture is so like.
Just like that woman said last. But why would God send me this woman? Why would God send me him? That's your viewpoint. It's what you want. Got nothing to do with God. And that's why you're single. But using God. You see? Boy, y'all better wake up. Wake up, baby. Welcome to the morning show. If you ain't operating like God, you should be asking God for nothing. But it sounds good because you use God to get what you want, but you ain't operating like what he wants. So you should not get no answers, and you will not. That's why you're still single. Stop lying to yourself, baby.
Like let's just say this. Culture is very impressionable, meaning that you'll go outside, you'll go out dating, and you what looks the part, what looks like it could be a good thing, you'll be marrying the counterfeit
Because it's got nothing to do with God. It looks the way they want it to look. And if it looks the way they want it to look, then that is God. God is everything that they want it to be that benefits them. But God is not somebody who telling you how to actually live life a certain type of way that don't benefit them at that moment. See, God is all about growth and understanding. So you got to do some things for change. Faith without work is dead. So a lot of people ain't got no work going on. So you're dead. You see? Stop using God for your own understanding. They get what you want out of it, and you can't comprehend what it really is. So I ask the question: is understanding God a problem? The churches need to speak more and preach more about this, and have these conversations about this, versus all the pain that people go through. Because see, family, unity, life, it eliminates pain. And it welcomes you into a different change because you got somebody to work with and operate with and get along with. Can you even get along with a black man? Yeah, but why the black men in the church today is still single? With all these black women that's in there, 30 to 1. Nobody seems to answer that question. Because the truth is, you're not looking for a God-fearing man. You're looking for the one that you want and use God to say he bought it. I'm telling you that this shit here, baby, is the Lulu. And I need you to change your mindset. What you say, Santra, baby? Following God's requirements blind. Faith and their faith is not that blind. You see? You see? See? Following God's requires blind faith. And their faith is not blind. It's what they see. That's why she still is to say, oh, God didn't send me that. Oh, no, God know how I'm this and that. God ain't gonna never send you nothing if you can't see what he see. Well, why is that? Because he's not operating on your page, you're on his. Remember? That is God. You don't lead God, God leads you. You know what I'm saying? He don't really work for you, like that. He not on your clock. You will be on his. This is the problem, people. The worldly idea of what people use God for any phrase. And that's supposed to be true. But it's setting a lot of black women up for failure and other women also. You see, I need you to put the work in and get something out. If you're not making yourself available to be in a situation or be with somebody, then I understand why you're still single. And I need you to stop lying to yourself because there's no progress there for you. You got that? We got to make this shit make sense. What it is? God leads you. You don't lead God. And see, this is why I asked the question: is understanding God a problem? Do you really know who God is when you be saying all this dumb shit? Because I'm telling you right now, you don't. And we need to change that mentality. Let's go.
Single woman of the Most High who desires marriage, and you've been single for a considerable amount of time of your adult life. You've probably at one time or another wondered, God, I've been praying, I've been waiting, I've been chasing after you. How come I'm not married yet? How come I have not been sent my husband? And in the midst of your grief, you have people in your inner circle trying to comfort you with, oh sis, wait on God's timing. Don't worry, he's busy preparing your husband to find you. Or one of the weird ones I've heard, God has to cook you up.
Listen to me. Don't this sound familiar, Santrell? B Jizzle, Perry, all my people on the line. Don't that sound weird? One native Nola girl, don't that shit song the same? Have y'all heard that before? I'm just asking a question. Maybe I just heard it. You see? This is leading women wrong. And we got to come to more understanding. There should be no black men single in churches. Just saying. What you say? What you say, Santrell? You heard that before, huh? You see? See, I heard them say it over and over and over and over and over again. Listen to me, my people. I need you to get this right now. This lie was designed to impact and stop you from living the lie to yourself and walking through life as if it's truth. I need you to hear the lines and the stories that you've been told. Okay? Let's go.
Who desires marriage, and you've been single for a considerable amount of time of your adult life. You've probably at one time or another wondered, God, I've been praying, I've been waiting, I've been chasing after you. How come I'm not married yet? How come I have not been sent my husband? And in the midst of your grief, you have people in your inner circle trying to comfort you with, oh sis, wait on God's timing. Don't worry, he's busy preparing your husband to find you. Or one of the weird ones I've heard, God has to cook you up until you're ready to be served. Can I share something with you, sis? Stop listening to them people. Don't get me wrong, they mean well. They mean well. But unfortunately, their overly religious responses are unhelpful and very ineffective. In fact, I can't even stand courtship theology in the way it is presented in the mainstream church. And I personally see the negative effects manifested in many different ways. For example, I recently came in contact with a 51-year-old virgin who had never been asked out by a guy before. Never. Now, while there were many women praising her for waiting on God and holding to her principles,
Ridiculous. Delulu. You got that? Delulu. Encouraging women, but not encouraging them God's way. God said, be fruitful and multiply. You're not following that word because you're not putting yourself in position so that can happen, right? Stop trying to find the way to get out the way for the one in life that you say you're waiting for, your husband. Let me say this again, my people. Stop trying to find the way to get out the way of the one that you say God sent to you. At the age of 51, baby, what are you doing? What God are you serving? You're doing a whole lot of moving around, doing any and everything possible not to be at that place to be seen. You got to. 51 years, baby. Hey, welcome to the morning show. There ain't no goddamn way. I need this shit to make sense, my people. Let's go.
and saving herself for her husband. Like, I immediately started thinking, like, why are we celebrating this? Why aren't we asking questions? Is this even healthy?
And it's not. This is what I'm saying. What is going on with the people in the church? Always, listen to me, people. I'm going to keep it a buck 150. What'd you say? What'd you say? Preach, right? Sermon about waiting for what? Yeah, I know, booze. Now you so stupid. We got to make this shit make sense.
Why has she never been asked out on a date? Who are the women in her life guiding her? Where are her mentors? Where are the righteous men in her life dropping game on her? Like, what's going on? That particular situation and many others that I have encountered over time as someone who mentors ladies on a regular basis inspired me to share 3 reasons why waiting on God is keeping you.
It's keeping you single. Now listen to this. This is for my ladies who's in the Delulu world. Okay? Women should be motivating you for marriage, not to be single. They got that? The church also should be pushing marriage. You got that? Having something set aside for singles night. And some churches do. But it need to be more. Because too many black women don't understand God. And that's a problem. Because you're waiting for something that you don't even understand how it operates. And that's why I say Delulu. You see? We got to make it make sense, people. Let's go. What you say? Central? Well, Native Nola girl, what you got there, baby? I'm not searching or praying like that. So God not sending me nothing. Laugh out loud. She's busy. We got to make it make sense, people. You see what I'm talking about? What you say, P? Right? The dress code for women will keep them away from God automatically. You know, I saw a video, P, while women were talking about God gonna send this and singing, skirt just above everything that you need to see, that a man will want to see, that's not of God, and one who of God would not want to see. I'm just saying, your whole wardrobe says everything different than God. Being a meek woman, operating differently, being obedient, not to just a man, to God's word. See, all these things that you say you want, you're not looking and operating underneath them. So I know you're full of shit. And this is the reason why I need to make this lie, because I need you to stop lying to yourself, baby. The dress code kills them fast. What says Central? She thinks she's going to have a baby that late in life. Oh, no, no, no. 51 years old. Women in the church still motivating this woman to stay single. Baby. You're past the TikTok clock. You ain't no fruit being fruitful and multiply. You gotta pass that journey. You got that? You know, you coming into menopause and different situations. So your best years was behind you. And you let that go with nobody. You see? You should never motivate a woman to be single by herself. Because something is truly wrong with her if she said God is working on her. He's not. You're not. Accepting God's word, because that work would have already been done. So that's how I know a lot of time when women use God, it's just a punchline to make a person try to dumb it down so they can actually get what they want off their chest by using him. And that shit don't work. Why? Because your results is in. You got all the right answers, but all the wrong results. And I'm trying to let you know right now, baby, they don't go together. No, they don't. These people need to start motivating these women to be single by themselves, because half of them are single. See, I always say this. It don't matter what they are, church folks or not. Single people help people stay single. So there's no energy there good for that. You see? The available woman and being available and staying available. Now, you don't even, now listen to this here. Let's just say a man comes along. I want y'all to hear this shit. I want to hear this. Let's just say a man comes along. This one, 50 years old. 51. Ain't never been in no real relationship. Why you know that Margaret Pitt? Listen to me. She's a 51-year-old virgin. I'm telling you this right now. We live in a sexualized community. And she's waiting on God. And she's in church. But God haven't sent her no man that's in the church. You got that? God just let you just fall off. 51-year-old virgin. Really? And they got all these single men in the church who operate in the way God wants. But that's not what you want for your understanding. So it ain't got nothing to do with God. It got everything to do with you. You see? You see? What you say, Central Perry is absolutely right. Right? Comes as you are. Went from jeans to 304 scroll attire. You don't even dress respectful. I can show you a video of a woman singing to God and God coming all this. You're gonna be like, yo, look how you dressing. I can damn near see everything that God made from you. And that's going to attract me, a godly man, to look at you and say that this is a godly woman. This is so many fucking lies. And I'm just trying to say to myself, stop lying to yourself, people. This is not going to help you. You're Delulu. You need to get on page all the way or all the way out. Be all the way in or all the way out. I need you to make your mind up. Because you're wasting a lot of time. What they doing, Margaret? I'm going to show right now, baby, what they fucking doing, baby. Margaret, what they doing? What they doing, Margaret?
How long is this going to take?
You're still waiting. And then the damn thing changing. What they doing, Margaret Pill? Yeah.
How long is this going to take?
Make this shit make sense. It's gonna take forever because you're not operating according to what you claiming. You see, you're not moving in that direction. You're moving how you want to move. And you say God ain't sent you something. Well, how would you know? Because you never listened to what he said, and you never talked to the person that he sent. We got to make this shit make sense. You see? Hashtag single women help other women stay single. Facts. You see? Brandon Jones, 51-year-old virgin, laugh out loud. It is funny. And these women is motivating this woman to stay single. The most stupidest shit in the world. That goes against God in every way. That tells a man that this woman can't even operate with one. Why? You 51 years old and you a virgin and you in the church and they got men in the church that you still don't see interest, but yet you looking for a God-fearing man. I need you to make this shit make sense, people. This is going way too far. You see? Born again virgin. Oh, wait a minute. I saw something yesterday that made me say, what? She said, oh, yeah, because I'm 43 years old, right? He said, and I know you ain't got to like him, but guess what? I love him. Kevin saying, yes. He talked that real shit. Yes, he do. Okay? You know what he's saying? He just asks questions. People don't like a man who asks questions who know where he's going. You want a man to ask questions about how you feel and how you look, how your body is. It look good. You want all that damn glorious shit, right? But you don't want something to help your minds to stimulate that to be a better person because that requires work. So you don't like that, right? Oh, I get it. But I love that. You know why? Because I'm a sapiosexual. It's the mind that turns me on. So when you're doing everything physical to get attention, I know your mind ain't together because you got to use that body of yours to get any response from a man. Make this shit make sense. And this is why you're going to always be out here single because you don't understand the two. And you need to get a grip of it, baby, because you lost the Lulu. But this woman said, I'm 43 years old. Right? He said, well, you know what? Did you have have you ever had any sex with anybody? She said, well, yeah, one time I went away from God, but I got back on course. He said, okay, cool then. But with who? How long ago this was? Oh, yeah, well, it was probably like 7 years ago. I said, okay. All right, cool then. But what you doing now? Well, when I'm a born-again virgin, I fell out laughing. I didn't know you can take that shit back. I didn't know that you can go in there and reform all that to make that shit make sense. Some of the dumbest shit people say because of fear and not understanding what's really their place. For a woman that's 51 years old, virgin, who never played a part in a man's life, in anybody's life, she's going to have to learn on the job at the age of 50 plus. I need you to really process this shit right now. How you think this going to work out? See? Because you know everything because you're 51 and you never grew in anybody to know how they operate with one. So I already know you have a problem with one because at the age of 51, you should have been with one. And the fact that you wasn't with one, tell me that you the one that has a fucking problem. I need this shit to make sense. People, I need you to wake up. This is crazy. What's going on in our community? And the older people promoting this and helping her. Oh, yeah, you fit the one. Oh, yeah, baby. Stay God gonna send you. God ain't sending you shit if he ain't sent it already. But see, the God that you're serving and not the one that sent something to you because you would never make me believe that God ain't sent no man your way. It just wasn't the man that you see fit, that you didn't want to be with. Got nothing to do with God. It got everything to do with you. Welcome to the morning show. Y'all got that? Right? He can be born again virgin. How can you be a born again virgin? Make it make sense to me, Margaret Pear. That's a bunch of bullshit. You ain't born again virgin. That's the stupidest shit I ever heard. Let them know the girl. No, the native girl. That shit don't make no goddamn sense to me. Once it's gone, it's gone. You don't get turned on like a light switch and turn it off. This is the problem with women in the Western brain cells. They believe they can turn it off and turn it on and they're okay. At the age of 51, baby, it's a lot of things that you miss. It's quarters in life that you need to develop and get things from and take so you can keep on building to be the person that you need to be. You miss all quarters. God said be fruitful and multiply. You ain't fruit in nothing, ain't multiplying anything. You ain't operate with no man, so I know you're not obeying because it took too long. And you're still out here by yourself. Well, other single black women promoting that shit and making you feel like you're doing something good. You is not doing good. This shit is ridiculous. I'm so tired of people telling people dumb shit. Single people help people stay single. I want you to get with somebody and make life a lot easier for yourself. Misery loves company. That's why a lot of people in church to trying to find a way to find happiness. You shouldn't be listening for no advice from them. Not like that. You need to be going to the Bible to get your answers. But see, that also requires work. In a situation that you've been accustomed to, you're gonna have to change. Now you got to ask yourself this: 51 years, are you willing to change? And this is where the problem ends. Because now it's not your way, it's God's way. You think you're gonna tell that man who know what it is, what it ain't? Really? Where's your value at? You're not operating on his page. Listen to me, people. This shit is the most craziest shit ever. I'm telling you right now. What you say? The end game is thus said the Lord. And they ain't operating that way. You see? There should be no single men in these black churches. It's like 20-1. They all should be off the market, but yet they still available. So I know it's not God. It's you. You got that big. Hey, welcome to the morning show. Misery loves company. Yep, Margaret, that's true. Hashtag, are you willing to change? And that's when you fall off the boat. And you get that age and you keep aging. And you say, I really want to get married one day. Girl, bye. That day came and went. And if a man marry you today, right, he won't marry you underneath any of that shit that you thought you knew. Because that's not the game he's on. Why? Because you had 51 years to get to understand a man. And you didn't do it not 1 year. So I need you to make this shit make sense to me, people. You see? Understanding. So I asked the question. Is understanding God a problem with single black women in the churches? They are the number one in those churches, just flooded with these women. And then you're doing your time. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with believing in God, but I'm trying to get you to see you got to go all the way in. If they got any single black man in a church who working and operating under the God, they should not be available. There's too many of you women in here who think that those men is not good enough. That part. You got that? But what you mean, Margaret? What are available? They got a whole lot of y'all in here available. Why is he available? Because ain't that many of them, right? Right? So why are they not off the market? Every black man that's single in the church. What the number of black women that's single who put in that collection every year, every month, every week, spending $500, $600, $700, some put more thousands of dollars in churches. But we'll meet a man on the street and wouldn't give him $1. But you're gonna give God all the money because he poor. Let me say that again. You meet a man on the street, right? And wouldn't give him $1. But you give God all the money because God is poor and he needed it. Is that so? So let me get this straight, right? You can't help the one who God sent to you. Well, how I know God sent? Because you're supposed to understand what it is that God is looking for. Not what you want. It's not what you're looking for. You got to work through God. If people keep on bringing people to you and it's not what you want, then it's evidently what you're looking for. God ain't got that for you. You got that? Make it make sense. Everybody wants something that they really can't have. When they get with those people, because they're not of the world, right? They can't operate with them because they're going to hold you to a standard that the Bible really got going on. That God-fearing man going to hold you to that Bible for real. That's why they single. And that's why them women ain't messing with that man. Because he believe in those Bible verses. You see? You're going there to get out of what you in mentally, right? But you want a man of the world. But yet you're still in here saying that you're looking for a God-fearing man. When I'm operating out here, you operate in here. You see the distance? There's a lot of room. Why? Because that don't belong together. We got to make this shit make sense. But yet in your mind, it belong together. Why? Because this is what you want. So I want to say this before I get off this live. God is not on your plan. He's on his own plan. You see? God ain't designed to give you what you want. He's not your genie. He's your savior. I'm so tired of women using God's name to do whatever they want. And then when God send them a man, the man ain't good enough. Why? Because you're not operating underneath God's understanding of what God do and how he operates. So that way you can identify that this man comes from God. Women say they're waiting for a man, but they're not doing anything to put themselves in front of anybody. But they're looking to find a way out the way for the man that they say they're trying to make a way from. Make this shit make sense. I say they're looking away and getting out the way for the man that they say they're trying to make a way for her husband. Now, how does that make sense? Because it don't. You got to put out here and make yourself available. This is my final thoughts, my people. We're going to make this shit make sense right quick. You see? Stop using God's name in vain. Because you're not operating like him, and that's bullshit. But your results, they ain't resulting. They ain't equating to anything but a lot of pain and misery. Why? Because you're not truly in and you're not truly out. Make your mind up so you can get those real results. Stop lying to yourself about you're looking for a God-fearing man when the church got minimum amount of men that's still available and been available for 20 years. Now, how that shit makes sense to me. See, this is my Uncle Red Pill final thoughts, my people. You see, I want you to stop lying to yourself, ladies. You see, if you're willing to give money to the church, you should be willing to pay for a meal for that man. Because see, here's the deal, right? And I want you to get this right here, right? The only reason why God won't ever send you a man, because you're not truly operating the way you should. See, God ain't gonna send his best disciple to a woman who's confused and cause him more problems, unless he can see that there's work that he can be done and use that man to get it done out of you. You see, you don't give relationships, men do. You see, right? You're not in control of this pyramid. Well, what you mean, Margaret Pill? God, man, wife, God, husband, wife, children. You see what you over? Children, not husband, not God. I need you to understand the pyramid. And a lot of women gonna have a problem with that because you're not operating like God, so you're thinking like the world, but yet you say you want a God-fearing man. Now, I need you to stop the bullshit today. You got that. Welcome to the morning show, because you're lying to yourself and not me. We call it mental masturbation. You're screwing your own mind. You got that? Now, listen to me, people. Thank everybody for coming out. Listen to me. Highlight your people. Yo, listen, keep sending me them videos, them letters, them posts. We can talk about it. Why I be back? Why you be back, my Uncle Red Pill? Because a lot of this shit don't make no goddamn sense, and the work is not done. Welcome to the morning show, my people. Listen to me, my people. I want you to get with somebody, because life is a beautiful place with somebody that's special. I know. Because somebody in this world is waiting for you, and you're waiting for them. But you both is in the waiting place until you are ready to put yourself out here in front of people and make yourself available. And stop denying what God is sending to you because it don't fit your criteria of the world. I need you to lock in and learn how to be something different, because the mindset that the world has conditioned us to believe is a lie. And this is why you're not in a relationship today. Start operating differently. to get different results. Doing the same thing, expecting different results is insanity. I just don't want you to be that no more. You got that? Listen, my people, like I always say, baby. You heard me? Hashtag what it is? Men give relationships. Nobody else. Nobody else. Men do. Okay? I appreciate everybody coming out on the live. I know this made a lot of damn sense, but I keep on telling you, ladies. Listen to me. I keep on telling you, baby, if it don't get your mind right, this is what you're gonna be. I'm telling you right here. What you gonna be?
How long is this going to take?
Make it make sense. Like I always say, baby, waka to the morning show. Hey, to the morning show, baby. God bless you and keep your people. I'm just keeping it a buck. Is you understanding God's word? Because if you are, you should be off the market if you in the church. You got that?